Welcome, my friends, to Gaming Fin, your channel for everything related to the gaming industry and the financial markets. And you know, I have to talk about Ubisoft because Ubisoft had a press statement today and they had an investor call. So I listened into the investor call. I'm going to show you where you can find this investor call. And we're going to read through the press release together and I give you my interpretation. So also before I continue, you know, I'm already invested in Ubisoft. I like the stock, so this is no financial advice. I'm also here to make money with this company. So don't jump on me and now just write Ubisoft is the worst company ever. No, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about how we make money in the gaming industry. So therefore, Gaming Fin. That's the title of the channel, obviously. All right, guys, so let's have a little look at the chart before we get a bit more into substance. So this is the chart, and here I put a little hand with a finger, and this is where my average price is at the moment, or my average share price that I have on my shares. So as you can see, we are 12.33, and now after hours, so after the news came out after 6 Paris 1806 p.m. Paris time. The investor call was obviously after the market closes. So, and then we saw the stock actually dropping up to -4%. What is going to happen tomorrow? Honestly, guys, no one knows. No one has the crystal ball. I could imagine that the stock goes up because some bigger investors, some institutional investors see positive momentum in the call. Therefore, I recommend you to listen in the call yourself. Or others say, well, this delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows by 1 month roundabout to peaufiner, to improve the quality of the game, into that this postponement would be negative for Ubisoft, so, and for Assassin's Creed in general. So I don't think it's a bad thing. So it's just 1 month, so people will get over this. And then also we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 coming out also in February. So one of those games had to actually postpone or change the release date, because you cannot come out with two important games like this, two RPGs, one action adventure, one RPG coming out at the more or less, I think. Was it even the same day or the same week, if I'm not mistaken here, 14th of February. So this is Valentine's Day, isn't it? So, and here you see now follower base is only 10,000. So this is absolutely bad. This is mediocre. This is not what Ubisoft needs, but we will see. So let's go back quickly to the chart. So you see this was when everything at €9, everything was so negative, and big investors were selling, and people were shorting the stock. And then we got some better news. So with some buyout rumors, buyout news, we had this investor, hedge fund investor from Slovenia, was it? This letter about the value, the intrinsic value of Ubisoft. And the stock was going back up to €15. So obviously I'm in the minus, so that is nothing special. But we are starting also to build some sort of support here. But of course we can drop again to the €9. So if everything gets really negative now, you can never exclude that stocks are dropping further. So because if you look now on the big chart, here's the big chart, then you say, we were just like those 12, let's say those €12. So going back to €9, going back to 7.30, going back to €5, and then we go to €3, and then we bankrupt, and then the stock disappears. So, well, everything is possible. But that's now the most negative scenario. So only invest money that you can afford to lose. Very important. And if you if your portfolio is a small portfolio, let's say you have a portfolio of 100,000 euros, so obviously not going to invest 50,000, like half of your portfolio, in one stock, or even now here in this case in Ubisoft. So if you would do this, so I would honestly tell you, you make a big mistake. But if you have 100,000 and you invest like €1,000 in Ubisoft stock, like 1%, so I wouldn't think that's a crazy move. So it's just profiting from certain market fluctuations. But hey, no financial advice, guys. So you do your own mistakes, and probably you would have bought here at 80 euros, and now you lost like 90% of your money. All right, so that's the chart. So my hope is obviously that when there is a buyout, that I get my 18 euros at least back. And my real hope is, of course, that a buyout would be around about 30 euros. So I think 30 euros would be very interesting as a buyout, taking it private or being acquired by another company. We have the Tencent discussions we had, but also Tencent here, you just got the news that they are now on a specific list in the USA, what is not very cool in this regard. So let's see how this story develop. So then we have the two scenarios. So let's say Assassin's Creed becomes a success. This gives Ubisoft a bit more leeway to move forward as they do right now with the restructuring. Let's assume Assassin's Creed gets a huge flop, so they even lose money on Assassin's Creed. So this can have an impact, obviously, on future liabilities, but also what I heard in the call here. This is the page. So here's strategic update. We go through this together a bit later in this video because I don't want to annoy you immediately with one page text. But here, go listen to the conference call. You can connect yourself. It's very easy. So write your email address and then you can listen to it. So I don't want to play this now here on my channel. So I guess that's probably not the right way how you would do it. But yeah, so the CEO said, I think if I correctly understood, he said they have 800 million cash. That's okay because it's like half of the market capitalization at the moment of Ubisoft. So if this is correct, so if I understood this correctly, but of course you verify everything for yourself. So this would mean if Assassin's Creed flops and the privatization, the buyouts, the acquisitions would go faster. Would they go faster when they have this cash? This means this money they're going to use for new projects. This means Assassin's Creed Shadows is one game and they already working on other games. They want to bring Rainbow Six to mobile. So this could be, from a cash point of view, very interesting. And they're going to bring new seasons to Rainbow Six. So this is Rainbow Six is you could hear in the conference call. You heard like the CEO like Rainbow Six is the game that they are attaching so much importance now. So X-Defiant was supposed to become one of those games, but X-Defiant was to maintain X-Defiant was more expensive than they actually earned with X-Defiant. Therefore, they decided quickly to pull the plug. So I think from a mere economical point of view, financial point of view, it's kind of smart to do this. If you see it simply doesn't work out. The monetization system of the game didn't work out, and then you look into the future and you see like, okay, it's never going to be like the Call of Duty free-to-play concurrent having the competition with Call of Duty. So I played it myself. I was always I thought like, it's okay, but I played 3 rounds. I had enough, and then I went back to play some more Call of Duty. So therefore, probably not too bad decisions, but they try to reduce costs, capital expenditures, cost expenditures. They try to reduce them, especially since some places where they have studios were more expensive than other places, because that's how it is. In the world, there are different places that cost different amount of money to maintain a studio, maintain an office there. All right, guys. So yeah, so this is therefore. Let's say we have it becomes a success. Then Ubisoft has good chances to find some bottom line here. It flops. The stock, if the flops, the stock will drop. The stock will drop. Except we're going to get some buyout rumors again, because the CEO didn't want to talk about the rumors. But if the stock drops, then the rumors will start again, and this has an impact on the stock because someone is going to write something on the internet and saying, I have insider information. I'm underlining this, and because people write a lot, so even in those very well-known investor news pages portals. So from say you know who are the people I'm talking about. I don't have to name them. So everything can happen. So therefore, an investment in Ubisoft right now is a high risk investment. It's an investment that puts the money on a turnaround. So it's an investment into a company. If you would just look at it from a trailing perspective, so you look in the past, retrospective, you look at the numbers, you're going to have a PE ratio that's basically not there. So there are no positive earnings. Therefore, it's and this is not a growth company that just has been created. This is actually it's a pretty old gaming company. Let's say in '97 here they started trading. So it had good times, bad times, good times, bad times, a very good time. So the Vivendi saga was done in around 2020, and then since then we have bad times. So this is a mere turnaround story. So in turnaround stories, people can also make money, but people can make money in classical growth stocks. So if you just buy it now because you think it's cheap and you still don't like Ubisoft games and you still don't like the company, so probably then you're going to have a problem for maintaining your position, for holding the stock if we would drop now to €9. But if you're convinced that the company and the games are good and you like the company, then you can wire your brain, you can convince yourself, manipulate yourself, obviously, to have stronger diamond hands to hold the company longer. So until your strategy, until your thesis that it's a turnaround story is playing out. So obviously, my opinion is there's a higher probability that it's a turnaround story than that Ubisoft now goes bankrupt or disappears completely and I got no money. So turnaround means Ubisoft is going to be successful with future games because of their strategy. I have my problems also with the CEO. I think something is missing. I don't know if he sees the writing on the wall, or if they're going to be acquired and I get out of the Ubisoft position with a plus, then the turnaround story worked for me. So therefore, my questions that I ask myself now: do I want to average down? Do I want to buy now a little bit more because I think that one of those two scenarios plays out, then I would make more money. So very simple, guys. So very simple. All right, lots of talking now, and then I would say let's get to the press release. So Paris, January today. So this was after 6 p.m. today, following the strategic and execution reviews initiated by the executive committee a few months ago. Ubisoft is taking decisive steps to reshape the group in order to deliver best-in-class player experiences, enhance operational efficiency, and maximize value creation. So value creation is a very important term. This means value creation for investors mainly, but in the terms of Ubisoft, it means also they want to have quality games. So best-in-class player experiences. This is for gamers. Enhance operational efficiency. This is for the company to have less operational costs. That means some people will lose their job. And maximize value creation is for shareholders, for people like me, investors, but I would say also from a societal gaming industry point of view, maximize value creation more in a broader sense. Ubisoft announced today that it has appointed leading advisors. So today they announced, but they have appointed them already before, if I understand this correctly. leading advisors to review and pursue various transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options to extract the best value for stakeholders. So that's a very important sentence. So we have to analyze this. So various, different, many transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options. So they just going. So they're just proposing some options. Those leading and their advisors, they're not taking the decision. Very important. So transformational, this means the company. So taking, for example, parts out of the company. This is strategic. So you say, for example, we create a sub-company. This is then also part of the capitalistic option. So this is financial engineering. We see this actually a lot with Bigben and Nacon. This was pure financial engineering. So transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options to extract best value for stakeholders. Stakeholders are shareholders, but you could also say stakeholders are gamers. But I would say it's rather for the shareholders and for those people, for shareholders and for those people that were giving, for example, loans. So for them as well as for the banks, so financiers. This process will be overseen by the independent members, plural, of the board of directors. Ubisoft will inform the market in accordance with applicable regulations if, so it's not really clear if it's really happening, and once a transaction materializes. Ubisoft will inform the market in accordance with applicable regulations. So this is for us shareholders. So they only inform us if the regulations require this. And then hypothetically, if something happens, and once a transaction materializes. So that's very interesting. A transaction. What is a transaction? So a transaction could be, from a legal point of view, everything. So this could be like creating a new entity under Ubisoft. It could be an acquisition of different elements of Ubisoft, an acquisition of IP rights. For example, let's imagine a company B comes and acquires the Raymond IP. A company comes that acquires the Assassin's Creed IP. I guess that's too important for them, and Rainbow Six as well. But Assassin's Creed has different IPs. So therefore, transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options, and then the transactions. So that's the consequences from those options. So if something happens with the options, to keep it simple, materialize is that means in a legal term. This means if something gets substantially enforced, if it becomes real. Operationally, the company will continue to drive significant cost reductions together with a highly selective approach to investments. So continue to drive significant cost reductions. This means people will lose their job, and obviously we have to become more efficient from an operational point of view, together with a highly selective approach to investment. So they try to invest now in projects, in games that really, where they think they deliver the best money for the buck, so that they earn the most out of their investment. So that's in general a good approach, especially for us investors. And now company will continue to drive cost reduction, and now expects to exceed 200 million in reduction of its fixed cost base by financial year 25-26, so 200 million in reduction of its fixed cost base. That's very good. So versus than before on an annualized basis. So all of this on an annual basis. So 200 million less. In December, XDefiant was discontinued, and 3 production studios in high-cost geographies were closed. So some countries are more expensive than others, as I just said. Additionally, as part of the renewed focus on gameplay quality and engaging day one experience, so that's very good for us gamers, and therefore I'm fine with the delay or with the postponement of the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think that's okay. That's for quality, for in gameplay terms, and engaging day one experiences. So you deliver games that work the first day. So not like a Cyberpunk. So we all remember these are other games. So first day experience is extremely important right now in the gaming industry. Because times are over where you can just throw a game on the market and then you just think like, yeah, gamer's going to figure out how it works. No, if you're going to release a game, for example, on PC, you have to make sure that a game with the graphical requirements works on different GPUs, on different settings, on different PC systems. So that's what you have to do. That's part of the developing job. So it has been decided to provide an additional month of development to Assassin's Creed Shadows. So this additional time will allow the team to better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months and help create the best conditions for launch by continuing to engage closely with the increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community. So the community was negative. Now it's increasingly positive. That's good. So past 3 months. So I don't know who played it the past 3 months. So I didn't play it. Did you play it? The game is now scheduled for March 20. So third quarter for the fiscal year. Net bookings are now expected at around 3 million. So that's the income net bookings. 3 million, primarily reflecting lower than expected holiday sales. So going to make less money. This has an impact on the stock price to go tomorrow, because a lot of investors that are short midterm, they will say, okay, 300 million less. Wow, that's not good. But on the other hand, everyone expected that Star Wars Outlaws was not running so well, and then discontinuation of XDefiant. So, but now we know it's 300 million. Ubisoft still expects approximately break-even non-IFRS operating income. Yeah, that's good. So it's not in the minus. It's not less than zero. And free cash flow for the fiscal year 24-25. So those are the 800 million I just heard in the conference call. Net bookings are now expected to come in at around 1.9 billion. 1.61 billion market capitalization. So, and we're going to have net bookings. Now, where's the text? Where is it again? So we have net bookings of 1.9 billion. I mean, that's not too bad. And include new partnership opportunities for Ubisoft's games and franchises, as well as for monetization of the streaming rights acquired last fiscal year. Call of Duty. This reads Call of Duty. So something that is interesting to read is here in the partnership opportunities for Ubisoft's games and franchises. So this could mean that they take an IP from Ubisoft and they license it to another company. So just imagine there comes one other big studio, let's call it Studio S or Studio X, and they think like, this is a very important IP. So we actually have developers that could make a game on the basis of this IP, but we need your license. So, okay, how much do you want that we create a game on the basis of this license? And we call it this is then the Assassin's Creed created by a studio under the head of this huge company. So, for example. So this is just an example, guys. So, but this is what it means then. Also, making movies. Assassin's Creed movie. We haven't seen an Assassin's Creed movie since a long time. There was once an Assassin's Creed movie, so it was a good movie. Sorry, guys. So, Yves Guillemot, co-founder and chief executive officer. So now comes what he is saying. So actually in the call, he said a little bit more, obviously, but he very much was concentrating on his speaking notes. So he was not starting to speculate. So for this, he's too long CEO, and he understands very well that everything he is saying as the CEO of this company has an impact to highly impact markets. So we made good progress on the strategic and execution reviews initiated a few months ago. So they initiated them already longer ago, but they inform us today. and are confident that this will position Ubisoft for a stronger future. So that's how he speaks. Now he's always very, always has a lot of confiance in French. So we have taken decisive steps to reshape the group in order to deliver best-in-class player experiences, enhance operational efficiency, and maximize value creation. We also recently appointed leading advisors and are actively exploring various strategic and capitalistic options to unlock the full value potential of our assets. We are convinced that there are several potential paths to generate value from Ubisoft's assets and franchises. So that's the question. They have to do something with those incredible assets, with the IPs, with the franchise. So, and those options they will be delivered at one point. And then the question is if we're going to get to know them. So probably then we get more information on February the 13th, the Q3 sales. It's an important date for Ubisoft investors. Additionally, we are all behind our team's efforts to create the most ambitious Assassin's Creed opus. So he really thinks this is the most important one of the franchise. Did some creative mistakes here, so just saying it. And made the decision to provide an extra month of development to Shadows in order to better incorporate the player feedback and player feedback gathered over the past 3 months. That will enable us to fully deliver on the potential of the game and finish the year on a strong note. Very difficult. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about the strategic update? So it's a very high level name actually for a press release. So are you going to listen to the conference call? I absolutely recommend listening to the conference call if you invested in Ubisoft or if you plan to invest in Ubisoft. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a YouTuber, and I recommend you guys to certainly not invest in anything that you see on YouTube. So what I'm personally doing, my friends, I'm going to be very curious how the stock price will be tomorrow and in the coming days. But I think this could lead the way how the stock price could develop in the upcoming weeks until the 13th of February. Then we will definitely have more information about this. So what is the worst case scenario besides of you lose all your money and they go bankrupt if we stay here in this range between 10 euros and 15 euros and it goes up and down and up and goes, so called sideways trading? This would be like a worst case scenario, because then you say, I'm in the minus, I don't want to buy more, I want to see some déclencheur, some trigger, but it's not going to happen. So therefore, worst case scenario, it's kind of opportunity losses. So it's like dead money. So money is in an asset that doesn't really create value for the shareholders in this, or the stakeholders, how they call it. All right, guys. So yeah, I am watching tomorrow the markets, and then I'm going to update you also on my X account, but also, of course, here with a new video if you're interested in. So thank you very much for watching. This was an extensive video about Ubisoft, but I think a lot happened recently and we had to talk about this. And you know, I'm very transparent on my real gaming company portfolio. I upload videos regularly, and you know how much I have invested in different companies and how much percentage of the overall portfolio, the gaming portfolio, is in the different companies. So where I see how I put my risks in different companies, obviously. So turnaround story, yes or no, we will see. Now I have to think about a good thumbnail to trigger you guys, to clickbait you into watching this video. All right, thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.